All right, everyone, welcome back. My name is Jeremy Chimbert. I'm the owner and practitioner at Pacific Northwest Shamanic Healing. I deal a lot working with people with trauma and PTSD. And the main reason of that is because I am a veteran. I was in the Army for about 8 years. I did multiple deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan and came back severely messed up. And one of the things that I took away within my own healing journey is that we need to look at the energetic level. We spend a lot of time in the West talking about the mind, going to therapy, and that works. That's great for some people. We're also now starting to look at the body, releasing trauma that way through somatic therapies, yoga, massage, even physical exercise, going out and run, boxing. All these things can be really good for releasing trauma and things from the past. One thing we haven't really focused on is the energetic level. And that's really what I found works within this shamanic practice. This is what worked for me. And on top of that, we also need community. So we have all these different levels of healing that we need to do. And so if you're a person who is just feeling stuck, your PTSD, your trauma, you've done everything under the sun, but you haven't been able to clear it, there's probably something stuck on the energetic level that you just need to address. And sometimes this can be a pretty quick process. Sometimes this can take, multiple sessions. It really depends on the person and how deep the trauma lies. And so these are all things that you really should be looking at for yourself. And so if you're a person again who has PTSD or trauma, and we use those interchangeably, but in reality, PTSD is the symptoms of the trauma. PTSD is the symptoms. You went through a trauma, something happened, and then you started getting the symptoms. The symptoms is PTSD, hypervigilance, not doing very well with relationships, addiction, intrusive thoughts. All of these come from the trauma, which we now label as PTSD. We didn't used to do that back in the day. World War II, it was shell shock, and then now we're finally using the term PTSD. There's also complex PTSD. I think I just saw an article about someone having pre-PTSD, which, confused my mind, but PTSD is the symptom of the trauma, and that's what we want to look at. We want to reset those symptoms, those trigger points. And we do this by clearing out the imprints within the energetic field. Whenever we have trauma, perceived or otherwise, we get imprints within our energetic field, which then slows down our ability to heal and work ourselves. So, in fact, even from a shamanic tradition, like I don't actually do the healing, I remove the imprints from your energetic field, allowing your own energy to heal itself. And this can cure depression, addiction, anxiety, and like I said, intrusive thoughts, anger, all these things can be looked at from an energetic level and can be healed in ways that I didn't even believe myself 15, 20 years ago. It never crossed my mind. But the more I work with others who have gone through the same as me, the more I see this as it's the missing link that we need to bring back. And so if you're a person having these issues and you've tried everything else, give energy medicine a try. Make sure you're working with a practitioner who understands these issues and has been through what you have been through to some degree. Obviously, we not everybody's situation is going to be the same. And we don't want to, you want to make sure that the person you're working with doesn't just say, oh, yes, one session, it's going to be fine. Oh, this didn't work out for you, then it must be your fault. You signed up for this. No, you have free will. You can change your life. You can change your destiny. All these things are possible. And it might not feel like it right now, but it is. So find somebody who knows how to work with people with PTSD and trauma. And if they promise you right off the bat that one session is all you're going to need, they're most likely lying to you, or you'll feel good after that session. And then a month later, you start having your same triggers again. and you come back and they give you what's called a tune up. That's not actually fixing anything. That's just keeping a repeatable customer. When I work with people, it's usually about 3 months, especially for severe PTSD or severe trauma. We're talking 3 months meeting weekly, one on one, doing sessions. And it's clearing different levels of the energetic field. It's bringing back soul parts. Sometimes intrusive energies need to be released and let go as well. There's some ancestral work that might need to be done. It's very complicated to say one session is enough because it's going to be different for each person. And so make sure you're working with someone who's actually honest with you and telling you the truth about what you might need. And no one can give a true, strict roadmap to recovery. It just doesn't work that way. It's no different than going to Alcoholic Anonymous. They might say a year is usually what you need, but people relapse. People, go back and forth, get their 4 month chip, go back to zero, get their 5 month chip, go back to zero. Things come up. And so when you clear out the energetic imprints, you're allowing the person to reset how they act to those same events, to those same triggers. It's not erasing the past. What happened, happened. But how you look at what happened can change and let you live your life in a different way. You can still be upset about something that happened. You can still be angry, frustrated. All that is normal. It's just when we get out of the feeling and we get stuck in the emotion, that's when we have a problem. And that's what energetic medicine can really do is clear those imprints so we don't get stuck in the emotion. We have our feelings and move on. So, I mean, even example with me, I still get angry once in a while. That's okay. But it's how I now perceive that anger and understand it and know that I can let it go. It's different from when I was knee deep in my own PTSD, punching holes in the wall. It's a big difference, big change. I get angry, I move on. We're allowed to have feelings. We're allowed to go through these things. If anything, we need to. That's how we can process what is going on. But again, when we get stuck in that emotion, that's when we have problems. And that's really what you want to look for with someone who's going to be working with you. And you don't necessarily need to go to an energetic healer. You can do a lot of this work on your own. That's how I started. I started on my own, learning the tools and techniques, going through the process. And it's slower, don't get me wrong, but it works and it can be done. And then you can take those tools and help others in the future. And it doesn't need to be this huge initiation process that I went through. You can do it in small chunks, little bit by little bit, and actually get the healing in. And if you're interested in that, I do have a school on the Skool platform, Skool, where I teach you how to heal yourself, teach you tools and techniques for yourself. And it's low cost, very low entry point. I do this on purpose to allow people to come in and learn the tools, learn a little bit about shamanism, truly understand the benefits that it can bring you. And then if you want to work with me, you can, or go find a different practitioner. You got to make sure you vibe with the person you're working with. Never just take the first thing you see or the first person. You wouldn't do that with a therapist, right? You would try a therapist out, see if you like them, see if you can vibe with them, see if they understand what you're going through. And then you would go to somewhere else if you didn't vibe with that person. It should be the same thing with a shaman, energy worker, whichever label you want to put on it. Reiki practitioner, quantum healer. There's so many labels out there now, but in reality, we're all touching the same energy. We're all touching the same source. We just have different tools and techniques on how to do the clearing. For me, this was the strongest and most viable solution I had found. I tried Reiki, I tried QHHT, I tried a couple other modalities, but it wasn't until I started going down the shamanic path that I really got the tools to be able to work on myself in a way that just brought me back. I was lost, I was broken, I was angry. Nothing made sense. I was drinking, I was smoking weed, all of these things. And there's nothing wrong with that, again, within moderation, right? There's nothing wrong with smoking weed if that's what you need to relax at the end of the day. But when you're doing it all day, that can be a problem for your life. Unless you got some sweet gig that lets you get away with that, it's going to cause issues. Same with drinking. Everything is within moderation. And so it's again, it's no different than having the feelings, getting stuck in the emotion, having a joint, getting stuck in the addiction, having a drink, getting stuck in the addiction. Those are things that can easily be cleared and worked on with energy medicine. So if you're interested, you can book a free consultation call with me. I can explain how my program works and the benefits that it's brought people, see if it vibes with you. Or if you want to try to, do things on your own, check out my school. Perfectly okay as well. Both of them are valid. Both of them are great. And or just keep watching the channel. I'll be throwing stuff up here and there. Try those things out, see if it vibes with you, and then go from there. Or again, find somebody else that you vibe with that works. All are reasonable. I just want you guys to get the help that you need so that we stop killing ourselves. Like, that's really all I want, especially for vets and first responders. But there's other people out there who have had severe childhood trauma, who have severe PTSD from that, and they just can't continue. And then they just kill themselves. And then that's another loss. And we don't need any more people doing that. So please get some help. Please find what works for you. And I wish you all the best.